Okay, so let's begin with chapter 4, environmental scanning and industrial analysis. Okay. So here we have the definition of environmental scanning: the monitoring, evaluation, and dissemination of information relevant to the organizational development of strategy. Okay. So probably better with this figure, yes, to try to understand what is environmental scanning, no? So if you guys remember, this image was from the first chapter, yes. So in the inner circle, the orange one, we have the internal resources of the organization, yes, which are structure, like the hierarchy of the organization, culture, and resources, yes, like monetary resources and human resources. Then you guys have the external part of the organization, which is the industry, yes, and this is related in the green circle with the main stakeholders of the organization, yes, and we have spoke about stakeholders with the example of Johnson and Johnson Guido, yes. So we have the owners, stockholders or shareholders, we have suppliers, we have employees, labor unions, yes, we have the competition, trade association, the community, the banks, okay, customers, special interest group, and government, okay. This is the industry, like the first part of the environment, okay. And then you have, which is in blue color, in the blue circle, societal environment, okay. And in societal environment, you guys have especially economic forces, technological forces, political. I have this one, Paul, yes. We have technological forces, political, legal forces, and sociocultural forces, okay. And outside the societal environment, we have like the physical resources, the climate, wildlife, okay, which is in the outside part with the blue color, okay. So with this, you guys can make one type of analysis which is called a STEEP analysis, yes, by the letters. For example, this wants to explain what is related to the societal environment. This is related with technological forces. Now we have economic and ecological forces, and finally we have the political and legal forces. Okay, so for that reason, it is called the STEEP analysis. So table 4.1 is an example of how can you guys, it's like kind of a checklist, yes, a checklist where you guys can try to understand what type of topics you should try to understand in each one of the categories. Yes, and for example, sociocultural. This was one of the questions of the Kahoot, right? What do we have here in socioculturals nowadays? We have lifestyle changes, career expectations, consumer activism, rate of family formation, growth rate of population, age distribution of population, regional in population, life expectancies, birth rate pensions plan, healthcare, level of education, living wage, and unionization. Okay? And if you are like seeing this checklist, you understand that if you follow the news, some of those sociocultural topics are like in the main, for example, social reforms that some governments wants to put in place. No, we have here birth rate pension plans. Yeah, and we have like 6 students from France. I saw in the news recently that your president wanted to increase the age of the retirement in a couple of years. Yes. And that has a lot of like negative impact in his popularity, and you had a lot of like strikes in the streets, no? And here in Colombia, for example, in our Congress, we have in this moment one healthcare reform plan that is like circulating in debate in our country. No, the president wants to make some changes with our health system. Okay. I was listening on Sunday in the US until last month, because on Friday we got the last number of unemployment rate. And do you guys know what happened with the unemployment rate of the US? The number of July. The number of July in the US of unemployment rate was the highest one in many years. The rate was around 3.8%. Okay. So, but before that, the US used to have one unemployment rate too low. And what I listened in the news was that this unemployment rate so low was giving like more power to the unions, no? Because if it is difficult for one employer to look for employees, yes, so the bargaining power of unions was increasing. Okay. Okay, if we move on to the next category, which is technological, we have another checklist, no? We have total government spending for research and development, total industry spending for research and development, focus on technological efforts, patent protection, new products, new development in technology, transfer from lab to marketplace, productivity improvement through automation, internet availability, telecommunication infrastructure, computer hacking activity. Okay, so another checklist of many like topics that are kind of trend nowadays. Okay, so if you guys remember, if you guys work for one organization and you need to understand what is going on with the environment, probably you need to get out this checklist and try to think about it if this has a close impact to your organization. Okay. Economic, we have GDP trends. What's going on with the GDP trend worldwide? GDPs are increasing, decreasing. Yes, decreasing, no? For example, here in our country, the GDP of the second quarter of this year was only 0.3%. Yeah, this is pretty much like no growth. Okay, and this is a trend that is like being present in some countries, no? Especially Latin American countries. Yes, I don't know exactly for sure probably in European countries, kind of, no? And we are expecting from the US like GDP decrease for the end of the year and for the beginning of the next one, no? Like analysts are expecting a recession. And what is a recession? Do you guys know how do you technically measure a recession? Is when you guys have 2 quarters with negative GDP. Yes, this is technically to be in a recession economy, okay? The answer of one of the questions of the Kahoot, it says interest rate, yes, but interest rate is for the economic category, not for the social cultural category, right? Money supply, inflation rates, unemployment levels, yes. What has been doing, or what is the monetary policy that has been implemented in the recent months in worldwide, like expansion or contraction? Contraction, no? Because what has been happening, that inflation rates have been very high worldwide, no? In order to decrease inflation rate, governments have been trying, not governments, central banks, yes, because there's an independence between government and the central bank. The central banks have been increasing the interest rate in order to control the inflation rate, right? Wage price control, devaluation, revaluation. What happened with most of the currencies last years? They have been devaluated against the US dollar, no? What is the trend of the first 6 or 7 months of this year? The opposite, no? Like other currencies are getting stronger against the dollar, yes? So there's a revaluation of those currencies, right? Energy alternatives, energy availability, and cost. Currency markets, global financial system, okay? We have ecological category. The checklist is like smaller with the ecological. Protection law, global warming impact, non-governmental organization, pollution impact, reuse, triple bottom line, recycle. Okay. So there are like few topics there, but not less important for that reason, no? The problem of the global warming, you guys like are feeling it every day, no? Every day is hotter than the previous day here. And finally, political and legal. What do we have? Antitrust regulation, environmental protection law, global warming legislation, immigration law, tax law, special incentives, foreign trade regulations, attitudes over foreign companies, law on hiring and promotion, stability of government, outsourcing, regulation, foreign switch-offs, okay? So those are the topics related with the political and legal aspects, yes? So when you are trying to scan the environment, yes, you guys need to have this table 4.1 as a checklist in order to understand, okay, what is going on. Questions, comments?